What's going on, everybody? It's your boy SHADOWxHUNTER here, your favorite mediocre YouTuber who rarely uploads and is average at best at every game he plays. What do you guys think about the new intro? I'm kind of getting used to it, trying to find my own little thing that I like. This is kind of what I'm feeling, so that's what I thought. In this video today, we're going to talk about Forza photography, how to take good pictures, what some of the settings do, what to look for. This is more of like a beginner's just to get you started. Leave me a comment down below if you'd like me to do a more advanced tutorial, kind of break things down. I'll talk about composition, leading lines, angles, and all that cool jazz stuff that really makes good photos, as well as what I do to edit photos. I can do like a workflow from how I get my photos to how I edit my photos, so you can kind of see the stuff I play with there. If you are looking for something to edit your photos with, check out Lightroom Mobile. It's free for, and I don't know about Androids, but I know for iPhone users it's free. You can get it, download it, use it. It's pretty awesome. Go to your Forza Motorsports.net, log into your gamer tag, download your pictures, edit them on your phone. Create some beautiful images, share them on Facebook. Check out this group I just joined, Forza Photography Official on Facebook.com. I'll put a link in the description below. If you'd like to look at other of my images, I post quite a bit on the Cruizers gaming page too, so I'll put a link down in the description below to that. If you guys want to check that out, join it. Check out my boy Skywarp 72. He puts out some awesome YouTube videos on Forza. So, like I said, without further ado, here is how I take pictures in Forza. So, before we get started, if you like this video, if you find anything helpful in this video, be sure to leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, and if you like what I'm talking about, and you kind of check out some of my other videos, I'd appreciate a subscribe too. Help me get this going and keep me motivated to making more videos. So, without further ado, first thing you need to have when you're taking pictures is a car. So find a car you like. Find something that might get some interest. So here I have a wide body Murcielago. That sounds perfect to me. And then pick the color that you like. So obviously I like orange. Well, orange is bright and it grabs attention, so I like orange. So now we need to find a track to take pictures on. Now, a couple things we need to be careful with is that Forza has this kind of like rolling, I don't know, environment. I don't know how to describe it. Basically, one time you load in the track, it might be overcast. Next time you might load into a track, it will be perfectly sunny. And then the next time you load into a track, it might be dawn or dusk, or some form of in between there. So you never it's never like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go to Bernese Alps and it's gonna have perfect lighting every time. No, you might have to load into the track 3 or 4 times to see the lighting cycles and then find the best lighting for that track. So I'm going to go to Rio just because, as you saw in the CTSV photos earlier, Rio can have some very good lighting. Right here, this is not good lighting. This will not give you pictures like the CTSV pictures that I took. So before I even try to take photos, I'm going to back out and try to load back in and see if it'll give me a good lighting again. And there we go. Now you can see, look at that lighting. That lighting is so much better than the lighting that we just had. And boom, look at that stunning backdrop. I love this map, I love this track just for this part right here. Look at how pretty that is. So what we're going to want to do to get the most of this is we're going to kind of creep down a little bit. So my first tip for you guys is have your shot in mind. So like right here, my shot that I have planned is I'm going to get a back 3/4 shot of this Murcielago with the city, valley, and mountain lake type deal all in the background. Should give me a very interesting shot. I was hoping I can get the helicopter over there too. Like I can do something like this and get the helicopter in, but the wheels are facing the wrong way. So anyways, so this is the shot I'm looking at right here. I want the backdrop, I want the mountain, I want this like slight little cityscape going on over there. Should give me plenty of sky to play with when I'm editing. Should be pretty cool. So we're gonna kind of drop down here, find a nice little happy medium of where we like it. Make sure that our lines are straight. It's close enough. I'll zoom in a little bit more. So if you press up on the D-pad, it allows you to zoom in it, or you press down it, you zoom out. You can see the zoom down there at the bottom. So I'm going to zoom in. Now I'm going to give you a couple things here. Compression. So it's kind of like the background and the foreground are coming together. It really flattens the background when I'm talking about compression. So like right here, it really makes that background look flat, what's behind the car. And the foreground just really pops out at you. And however, when you're zoomed out like this, you don't really get that much compression. Now we're talking like a wide angle shot right here, which again, this could be really, really cool depending on how you work it. It's all on how you like. I kind of like more of a zoomed in, focused on the car type deal. So again, I want this mountain on the right hand side here fully in the picture. I don't want to crop the top. I want a little sky space. So I'm thinking I'm going to do something like this. Yeah, it looks good to me. I think I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Alright, now I'm going to focus on the tail of the car and then reset up the photo. Now I kind of got a nice little balance here. I have the mountain off to the side. I have the city in the background, but it really got the lake. And then part of the island. Now that's what I was looking for. There we go. So here's now I'm going to bring up my settings here. So I got my shutter speed at 100, which for a still shot like this, that doesn't mean anything. Focus. Don't worry about focus, just use X to focus on whatever you want to focus on, which on this shot I have it focused on the back little quarter there by the right hand tail light. That was where I set my focus at. So aperture is basically going to be how much of the picture is in focus. So the higher the aperture is, the less in focus things are going to be. So I focused on that tail light, and that tail light's going to be in focus, but that's going to be about it. But for this picture, it's really more of like a landscapey type photo, so I want more in focus than that. I don't want the cityscape to be completely in focus because I still want a little separation from the car to the cityscape. But I do want more of it to be in focus. As you saw when it was up at 100, it was completely out of focus, and now it, you know, it was blurry. You couldn't really make out what was going on. But now this, with it lowered down a little bit, you can see there's a little bit more going on. You can actually make out that it's city. And here it is at 0. Everything's in focus in theory, and you can see the crisp lines of the buildings in the background. So like I said, I'm gonna bring that up to about 30 again, maybe 40. So again, and we're gonna go back. Okay, so like right here, you can tell that it's still a cityscape, but you can't really quite make it out, so your eye still kind of focuses on the car. So contrast, obviously that's how dark the blacks are and how white the whites are. The more contrast, the darker the blacks and the whiter the whites. You can kind of wash out details there. Color is basically the saturation of the colors. As you can see, as I up this, the colors get really crazy. And then if I lower it, it turns black and white. So I like to keep it at 50 because I just do a lot of stuff in post-production, which is where I go edit my stuff. So that's how I bring my shots out. Brightness, that's I usually leave. Sepia and vignette, again, I leave it because I do everything I want in post. I want to have the most blank image that I can. Now exposure is kind of an interesting thing because Forza 7 is dark, and I've had to adjust my TV settings to make it appear where I want to be. So when I take a picture in Forza and then I go to edit it on my computer or on my phone, it'll probably be underexposed. If I expose it how I want to in the game, it'll probably be underexposed when I take it to my phone or my laptop or my computer. So exposure, you're gonna have to understand where you're at. So after you take a few pictures, if you like the lighting on your TV, then you go take the picture and then you go to edit it on your phone. You're like, wait, this is too dark. So then you gotta remember, next time you go take a picture, you're gonna have to actually increase your exposure. So I know when I take pictures, I have to kind of borderline overexpose the image in the game when I'm looking at it on my TV. Then when I go edit on my computer, it will be the right exposure. So this looks good to me. And then like this, like I might actually bring up my brightness here just to try to get a couple more details out of the back of the car there so I can work with it. So this is going to be my shot. I know I spent a lot of time talking about this, but you kind of see here in the next couple minutes about how I go about taking photos. So now, if you want to take these, and that way you can get them on your phone or on your computer, go to save and share, give it a name, do everything you have to do to share it. So now this is a Lamborghini, I think, right? I'm kidding. So this is a scenery photo and it's stylized to how I like it. And then I'll hit share. So now I can go in on my phone or on my computer. I can go to Forza Motorsports.net or go to the Forza website that they have. I can log in with my my Microsoft account that I have with my gamer tag, and then I can go view my gallery so I can save my photos, and I can edit them on my phone or I can edit them on my computer that way. So there's our first shot. I knew I threw a lot of information at you. So here's our next shot. This is a drifting shot. Coming down the mountain, go around this corner. I don't. Whoa! Watch the rolls. I don't really want that to keep my line straight. I'll come over a little bit more because I didn't like how much space was at the end of the at the edge of my corner, kind of cropping in on the car. Anyway, so this is where shutter speed is going to come into play. The higher the shutter speed, which is kind of backwards from real life, but anyways, when the shutter speed's at 100. The more motion you're going to have in the picture. So if you're at 0, it's going to look like the car's just sitting there parked with a bunch of smoke behind it like it blew up. So what we're going to do is we're going to raise that shutter speed up to 100, and here we go. We got a lot of motion, we got a lot of drama, got a lot of action going on here. So this is going to be our photo. Again, playing with the brightness, the contrast, the color, everything to get it where I want it to be, so that way I can edit it. Because I know what I need to have, so I can edit it when I'm done. So boom, here's our next photo. Alright, so here's our next shot. Car's coming up the hill at the back, on the back straight, or the front straight, however you want to pick it. I guess it would be the front straight. So the car's coming up the hill, heading towards the start-finish line. Boom. Again, 100 shutter speed, so that way you can get all the drama, all the speed, all the action from the picture, from the car. It looks like it's in motion, hauling ass. Looks really, really good. Boom, there we go. Nice 3/4 view, cars hauling, there's our picture. I just spent quite a bit of time trying to get this thing to pop a fireball and get all the timing right, so it was kind of hard to get down, but there you go. Now again, it's not quite, there we go, that's a little bit better. So there's going to be our final shot of this set.